Hello, we're live.
Hi, sorry to keep you waiting. This one had other things to do.
I was working out trying to get my summer body on, and this is my trainer, Cesar Cardona, at Cesar Strong on Instagram. So if you're in LA and you need to get some exercise and some boxing, he's the one I was telling you guys about. I took a new challenge when I moved here, boxing. He's my trainer, so two to 3 days a week. We work out together. Say hello, Cesar.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
And this is Mallory.
Hi, I have Dare to Bear Wellness. I'm a Pilates instructor, so we were just chatting before about the life of trainers.
Oh, Diedrich just signed on.
Dee! Oh my gosh. Hi, husband.
Diedrich, this is my trainer, Cesar.
Oh,
we're in my
Diedrich,
gym. I just finished working out, so we're a little late. This is Friends with Benefits.
What about you? I still say we need a theme song. What about your friends? I thought about TLC.
I got friends in low places. So if you're just tuning in, this is Friends with Benefits. Every week, me and Mallory, friends for 12 years, will share our life motivation and rant about something. Last week, we ranted about stomach breath and went to tell someone if their breath is stank. I think it's respectful to do so. So check out that video last week.
Hey, Mom.
Of course, our #1 fan just signed on,
Hey,
Mrs.
Mom.
Butcher.
What's up, Mom?
This is my
How's it
trainer,
going?
Cesar, at
Hi.
Cesar Strong. You guys, it's getting hot here in LA. Oh, guys, my parents are coming and staying for a week.
Yay!
Lord help me.
Party.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, so keeping it real, we are going to talk about communication and how it is very important, however you want to go through life, to be able to have basic communication skills. Flakiness is not okay.
Yeah, I feel like in this day and age when it's so easy to communicate via technology, the fact that people have lost every sense of communication skills is ridiculous to me.
Oh, you're late. I know.
Liz just joined in.
Hey, Liz. My mom was like, you're late.
Cherry, we're busy.
It was not my fault. I was here on time. I was here early.
I was working out, so sorry. So I'm gonna rant for a second. My career is in the TV industry, so my focus has been communications for like 13 years. And when I deal with people who are in my industry on a professional level via email or whatever, and the lack of communication to just respond to an email and the lack of not responding, to me is crazy. If you send me an email, even if I can't help you, I'm gonna respond back and just be like, sorry, I don't have this information, or I'll pass you on to the right person. When someone does not respond to an email, to me is like the worst thing you could ever do. And then if you try to communicate me or ask me for something later on, you're not gonna get help from me. So communication for me is a huge thing, right?
Yes. How do you feel about communication?
You know, it's one of those things that happens consistently. It's people, either they don't know if they're comfortable with being let down or being told that they're wrong, or just committing something so much to where it shoots back in their face. They got a saying in LA, it's called, it says, you can't spell flake without L and A, which is super common here. It's
that's so good.
Shade.
common.
He just
Found
dropped a
that
shade
out
bomb on all
very
of Los
quickly.
Angeles.
But the best part is it's from lack of communication. But then someone, or one of us three who someone else flakes upon, if we don't speak about it, then we are doing the same atrocity by not communicating to them. So I make a point when someone does that, I say, hey, you know what, I had this time available and we did this and this and that, and this was not fulfilled from your side. Can we discuss what happened going forward? That way you're completely exonerated from any fault on your own, and that person is left to have the full accountability to see what they may or may not have done wrong. And then you also can say, well, I can go away on my own way because I'm in the right here.
Yeah.
That's the best way to deal with it.
I think the key word today is transparency. I've learned to be a very transparent person, and I never used to be like that until I got into my 30s. That even if I feel a certain way, even if I know I'm going to piss somebody off or I'm not going to sell someone something they want to hear, the fact of being honest and open and transparent, to me, will make getting through that bump in the road of communicating much easier.
It's funny that we're having this conversation because I find that that is the thing I'm working on most out here because I am such a people pleaser. I want to make sure everyone else feels comfortable and good, even if it's at the expense of not saying what I really feel. and I'm working on that to be able to be transparent and communicate clearly. If anything, I'm an emotional communicator. So especially in my relationship, I'm finding that we don't get anywhere when I communicate emotionally and just say whatever is on the tip of my tongue.
My arms are so tired from boxing. I'm like shaking holding the thing. Thanks
So
to this one over here.
I'm working really hard on being able to take a second and say, okay, this is how I'm feeling and why, rationally, rather than saying this is how I feel in the moment, based on facts rather than emotions.
Mallory's very reasonable and rational, where I'm a little bit more blunt if I communicate. Like, I don't beat around the bush, where Mallory's like, okay, this is how I feel, and I feel this way because X, Y, Z, and this is what's happening. Where I'm like, you fucked up. And Cesar called me out one day too, and I appreciate him for that. I was acting a certain way a couple weeks ago, and he, after the fact, called me out, and he was like, oh, you were acting like this way, and it was kind of weird.
Amicably.
And he, no, of course, yeah.
Like a call, like, yo, what's
No,
up?
he wasn't aggressive or anything,
No.
and I appreciate that. It's communication. He was
all
transparent
about.
with me, and I appreciate it. You know, sometimes you act a certain way or do something where you're not thinking in the moment, and then you realize after the fact when someone calls you out on it, like, oh, that was probably not, I shouldn't have said that or done that. So it's all about, you know, being transparent.
Hi everyone who just joined us.
Hey,
Thank
Megan.
you so much for watching.
Joe.
This is Cesar.
Hi, guys.
This is Paul's trainer. Do you want to tell them a little bit about you, how they can find you, follow you, all that
Sure,
good stuff?
absolutely. This is Facebook, correct?
Yeah.
So Cesar Cardona would be on Facebook, just Cesar Cardona with a C. On Instagram, hello Joe, Jason, hi everybody.
Hi Aunt Trudy.
Hey, Pelin.
Michelle. And on Instagram, it's Cesar Strong. I'm a boxing fitness trainer, also an actor, a musician as well, and I love everything LA and Dodgers. Go Dodgers. I'm sure I pissed off all of everybody there, but hey, that's just the way it goes.
I actually found
Hi Jason.
Cesar lives in my neighborhood, and when I moved here, I was looking for something else to do physically challenging, and I found his boxing Instagram page, which is at Cesar Strong, and so I hit him up, and then it turns out it worked out for me. So
How long has it been now?
since December, so
December?
5 months.
December. Right on.
Yeah.
So today we are talking about communication, how important it is to be transparent so that everyone can get the most out of the relationship, whether it's a trainer-client relationship, whether it's in your own personal relationship with your partner, really working to be transparent so that everyone can then be on the same page.
I have a rule of thumb when it comes professionally, because I obviously do a lot of emailing in my job, because I reach out to companies and businesses and agencies to try and pitch campaigns. And I'm giving you a 48-hour window to respond to an email. If I don't get, within that 48 hours, if you don't respond to me and I don't get an out-of-office message that you're laying on some beach in Hawaii with a pina colada, and you don't respond back to me, then I've taken you off my list of someone I want to work with.
Oh.
I X you out.
That's totally understandable.
So you just
considering-
lost business of a great opportunity.
It's understandable considering that there's so much opportunity in this city, for one. In any major city, there's so much opportunity, so it's helpful for you to say, you know what, I can just X this person off and move forward and find someone who's going to take time to
Right.
your time.
Because I don't want to waste your time, and don't waste my time. Don't
Let me
leave
go
me
somewhere
hanging
else and
and
then
leave
just
me
do it.
waiting, you know?
Yeah.
Agreed. Sherry brought up a really good point, actually.
Sometimes it's hard to
To be objective.
To be objective when you're in an emotional moment.
I agree.
Right, but that's why when you're in an emotional moment, you have to take a second, think about it, and then release.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on, Mom.
That's the hardest.
I went to an energy healer a couple weeks ago, and he's like, make sure you receive what's happening in the moment, then think about reacting.
What was
so
that?
I'm learning how to
Are
receive
you receiving?
and then react.
Got it. Do you do this when you're receiving?
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm receiving all of your vibes. Jesse.
Okay, so I want to bring up a really interesting question, and please feel free to join in at home. We love when you make comments. It makes our job so much easier. Now, when you're in the dating scene and someone reaches out to you, and let's say maybe you went on a date with them and you're like, oh, this wasn't really it for me, and they message you, are you upfront and transparent and say, oh, hey, I had a really nice time, but I don't think this is working out? Or do you just ignore? Because I'll tell you what I used to do when I was on the market. I would just ignore.
Yeah, but
I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Mallory would have like 5 guys a day reaching out to her because she's so beautiful and popular. So of course she'd be on her phone all day if she had to turn down all these men.
I'll stop.
Luckily she found the man of her dreams and she's not in the market anymore. Sorry guys. I am very honest now. Like if I'm not feeling it, I'll be like happy to like talk and be friends, but I'm not going to go in the direction you want to go.
Jason said he has to go, but keep it up. Thanks for the inspiration. Love the 48-hour rule.
See, I'm here to help you guys.
Good. You're going to keep propelling revolution.
Hello from Ohio.
Hi, OH.
Ohio.
You're supposed to say IO. No one knows that.
Ohio.
OHIO. Ohio.
All right, so anyone at home, what do you guys do when you're potentially on a date that doesn't really go well, and do you just ignore and then hope that they get the hint? That's what I would used to do.
While they're answering, I'll say early in my life when I started dating, I started being that person who would just ignore consistently. And then I read, I think, an article that it's very high, it's the high statistics of millennials, or what's called ghosting, actually, what it's called. You just like vanish on somebody. And I read, I was like, wow, that's pretty.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, And I decided that. And I
Warning,
read it. I said,
explicit. We've had 2 F-bombs.
My mom called me out on cursing. I was like, I'm not censoring myself. This is who I am.
Don't do it.
So go ahead, curse away.
Yeah,
Be yourself all day. So I did that, and I remember reading the statistic and thinking like, wow, that's pretty fucked up. Oh wait, I do that. Oh, it makes much more. Oh, I totally see. Okay, fantastic. And then I caught myself doing it again after that, and once I read it, it makes you conscious of it. So from there, you start to notice yourself in the moment, like you're saying. And I saw myself be that way. And a week goes by, and then she would text me, and then I realized she feels a certain way because I'm not responding. Because there's always time. Someone makes time for you if they want to, or they don't.
Yes.
That's just it. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, I'm busy. No, I don't want to hear nonsense.
Yeah.
If you're, it's at any juncture whatsoever. It's outside of relationships, business, friendship, you name it. If someone wants to make a point, they will make a point to hang out with you. So I made that person uncomfortable and not happy. And then me, I had to justify it in my own head because everybody's for self-preservation of your own emotions. You don't want to feel guilty. You try to make some kind of rationale for it. And I didn't want to feel all of that. I mean, I ran out of breath just explaining that to you now. Imagine going through it in a week's time feeling that. So I decided, you know what, going forward, that's just going to be the end of it. I'm going to just eliminate it, nip it in the butt, and then going forward, if I don't feel something, hey, don't feel it. Thank you, I appreciate your time, so on and so forth. And again, it all boils down to that, making sure that you're clean and you have the clarity on your side.
It all boils down to communication, guys. It is so important. If you are clear and you can find a way to be clear, then you have an understanding, and then the other people involved in the situation also have an understanding, and then you can proceed to go forward. But if no one is talking, then you're just not quite sure where to go next.
I feel like I have a genuine respect for human beings in general, where even if I can't move forward with someone in a work situation or a personal situation, whatever, responding to them gives closure, and responding to them gives them an answer that they can move on, move forward in their life and figure out what they need to do. But not responding to someone and making them feel less than, like they're not worth your time and their value is not what it should be valued at, to me is the worst thing you can do to somebody.
Yeah.
Even if you're in an argument with somebody, just let them know, I'm done with this conversation, I wish you the best, have a nice life, and close it. Done.
That's it.
There you go. That's pretty
But
transparent
not
to me.
responding to the argument leaves the argument open, so then if you do run into them or you do talk to them at a certain point, it's still there,
And some people, that stuff, when there's no closure, they sit on that for months,
Oh yeah, it eats away.
years,
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things I thought when I was a teenager, and I'm thinking, I wonder if that person thought of that. It's that 3 o'clock you wake up and you're like, did I leave the stove? Like some
Right.
other nonsense
Yeah.
that just sits with you. But if you have the closure, you don't have to think about that nonsense anymore because you have resolved it on your own. You've taken
I have so
accountability as an
many
adult.
unclosed doors in my history. That literally, like, it's crazy.
So what are you gonna do?
I want to
about
close
that?
the doors. Close.
What are some action steps that you're gonna take?
To close the doors?
Yeah.
Well, it's people who have left the doors open on my end. Like, they haven't communicated back to me. But I've taken that out of my head. They're just there. Hi, Charlton.
Yeah.
I can't see, I'm getting old.
You are getting old. Hi, Paula. Thanks for joining again.
You know what else there is? There's the other thing. There's the other side of it. Instead of being so much in an emotion, like Sherry, your mother. Right? Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Hello.
Cherry.
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 I apologize.
Sorry, everyone always says
Sorry.
that, so just say yes.
Yeah. That's the emotional side will make you respond in a very physical way, where you see how someone is. But there's the other side of it. It's a passive aggressive way that people say, "Oh, I don't like this and this and that," and they say nothing to no one, and they just leave, or they just bottle it, or they just whatever. That's the other side of the problem as well, and there should be more of a balance. I go to the Beverly Hills Playhouse, the acting school here on Beverly Hills and Roberts. Represent BHP! Woo! All right, kidding, just jokes. And there was a time something happened in the class I wasn't too happy with it. Oh, she likes Beverly Hills Playhouse. There's a life there. Totally kidding. And I didn't care for it, and my first thought was, you know what? I'm just a student here. They don't care about me, whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and just be out. I don't have the time. I don't want to, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I let them know that I was leaving, and subconsciously I did all of this I subconsciously did it like almost backdoorish. I was just like, I'm just gonna let the people who I'm paying, let them know don't charge me anymore, and just don't say anything to anybody. Thinking in my head that that they didn't care enough about me. Realistically, I was being passive aggressive. The owner of the school found out, came to me and said, "You need to speak to me about this. Let's figure this out." And he pulled out a pen and pad, and we wrote down my problems that I had with the school that I was disagreeing with. And man, I spent another year there. I mean, like, you know, I spent a whole other year there, and I look back on that, and you're like, how much time could I have missed just because I didn't say something? I didn't speak about something?
That's actually an interesting concept, to take the time to write down what is bothering you with someone or with a situation, and then look at that and say, okay, how can I articulate this clearly? Because I think a lot of times people are afraid to communicate because they're afraid to not sound clear in what they want. I know sometimes when I'm trying to sound clear, I just throw sentences together, and then eventually, in a roundabout way, I get to the point. So communication is a work in progress.
I think writing someone a letter too, if you are unable to verbally communicate your feelings with someone, writing someone a letter, not a text message, because text messages we communicate very differently.
True.
But writing a letter where it's in your true voice, in long form, I think is a good way to communicate with somebody if you're having a hard time verbally communicating it. So that's a good idea, Cesar, to write
Very
stuff
much.
down.
I mean, you spend so much time in here, and you have the right choices, the wrong choices, the I don't know choices, the gray areas, the black and white areas, and it turns into just brain soup. And it sits there, but if you start writing stuff down, it makes things much more conscious, and you can be much more aware of what really is and what really
Paula says, yes, write a letter. My dad also wishes, going back, that I was more enthusiastic when I said OHIO, go Bucks. So I'm going to say OH, you guys say IO, and then we're going to all scream go Bucks. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, OH!
IO!
Go Bucks!
Woo!
That one's for you, Dad. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So, we have another guest.
Turn on the air conditioner and turn it off when you're done.
What?
Oh yeah, I wanted to sweat.
Sorry, guys.
I was saying it's hot, more than welcome. Just make sure it's off when you're done.
Thanks, man.
Just want to get him in there.
That was my great property manager, Corey. He's awesome. So attentive, gets things done. Go, Corey.
Pushed away when he was in here. Give it up for
I
Corey.
know.
He's joining us.
We've
That
had
was a
so
good
many special guests today, and actually, I want to thank you, Cesar, because you are our very first guest on our show. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So check Cesar out. He's a boxing trainer at Cesar Strong on Instagram, Cesar Cardona. He's helped me out in a lot of ways.
Check my page out, Instagram and Facebook, Dare to Bear Wellness, so you can see all of the uplifting things I'm trying to do for the world, get involved, and
I'm Motivate Entertainment at Motivate_entertainment on Instagram. And the takeaway today is communication. So remember to respond back to people, be transparent, don't leave people hanging, that makes them feel less than. Everyone has value and time in life, don't waste your time. Respond back to those emails that are sitting in your inbox.
yes.
Rude. Very true. And also, if you are finding me on social media, and I'm only saying because I saw the spelling here, CESAR is the difference here. There's a difference. That way you can find. Otherwise,
Special.
you message some other guy about
CESAR.
writing a letter and positive thinking, and they're like, what? I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Well, I wasn't there for that or
Right.
whatever.
So thank you guys so much for joining in. We always look forward to doing this and having you guys be involved. And please share the love.
Like,
all
and
that
tomorrow's
good
Cinco de Mayo.
stuff. Woo woo! Chris
Have
is having a
fun. Friday.
margarita.
Speaking of positive thinking.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Finish.
Oh, finish.